Bible in a Year podcast. Let's go. Episode 3 now. No, we're on episode 4. So that means we're on chapter 4. Genesis. Cain and Abel. Let's do this, you guys. Father Seth Arnold was powerful today. I'm not gonna lie because he's so powerful. He's like a mini Father Rock, I like to call him. He's getting there. He's that Father Seth Arnold for the daily mass today. Woo! You guys should have seen his homily. Woo, my goodness. All right, here we go. Genesis chapter 4 in our Bible in the Year podcast here, episode 4, Genesis chapter 4. So here we go. All right, get nice and comfy with our, children here, little kids, and doing this for all you kids, all the children of God, all the parents, all the moms. They have kids, you just get your kid, you sit them right here beside you on your lap, wherever, and we just start reading the Bible with them. Okay, so here we go. Get yourself nice and comfy, get you that blankie nice, keep it warm. Always keep the Bible warm with you by your side. All right, where is it? Here we go. Cain and Abel. There it is. All right. Cain and Abel. Okay. Let's see. Okay, chapter 4, Cain and Abel. The man had relations with his wife Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain, saying, I have produced a man with the help of the Lord. Next she bore his brother Abel. Abel became a keeper of flocks, and Cain a tiller of the soil. In the course of the time, Cain brought an offering to the Lord from the fruit of the soil, while Abel, for his part, brought one of the best firstlings of his flock. The Lord looked with favor on Abel and his offering, but on Cain and his offering he did not. Cain greatly resented this and was crestfallen. So the Lord said to Cain, Why are you so resentful and crestfallen? If you do well, you can hold up your head, but if not, sin is a demon lurking at the door, his urge toward you, yet you can be his master. Cain said to his brother Abel, Let us go out in the field. When they were in the field, Cain attacked his brother Abel and killed him. Then the Lord asked Cain, Where is your brother Abel? He answered, I do not know. Am I my brother's keeper? The Lord then said, What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the soil. Therefore you shall be banned from the soil that opened its mouth to receive your brother's blood from your hand. If you till the soil, it shall no longer give you its produce. You shall become a restless wanderer on the earth. Cain said to the Lord, My punishment is too great to bear, since you have now banished me from the soil, and I must avoid your presence and become a restless wanderer on the earth. Anyone may kill me at sight. Not so, the Lord said to him. If anyone kills me, he said, not so, the Lord said to him. If anyone kills Cain, Cain shall be avenged sevenfold. So the Lord put a mark on Cain, lest anyone should kill him at sight. Cain then left the Lord's presence and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. Okay. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Wow. Father Seth gave the homily today, and look at this, you guys. Now we're on the descendants of Cain and Seth. Right there, look at that. Father Seth Arnold, descendants of Cain and Seth. Man, God truly works wonders and mysteries in life. I mean, this was meant to be. You see that, you guys? Descendants of Cain and Seth. Right there in the black. It says it right there. Right there. Descendants of Cain and Seth. Right there. All right. Descendants of Cain and Seth. Here we go. Cain had relations with his wife, and she conceived and bore Enoch. Cain also became the founder of a city, which he named after his son Enoch. To Enoch was born Irad, and Irad became the father of Mehujael. Mehujael became the father of Methusael, and Methusael became the father of Lamech. Lamech took 2 wives, and the name of the first was Adah, and the name of the second was Zillah. Adah gave birth to Jabal, and the ancestor of who dwell in the tents and keep cattle. His brother's name was Jubal, and the ancestor of all who play the lyre and the pipe. Zillah, on her part, gave birth to Tabalachian, and the ancestor of all who forge instruments of bronze and iron. The sister of Tabalachian was Naamah. Okay. Next page. Lamech said to his wives, Adah and Zillah, hear my voice, wives of Lamech, listen to my utterance. I have killed a man for wounding me, a boy for bruising me. If Cain is avenged 7-fold, then Lamech 77-fold. Adam again had relations with his wife, and she gave birth to a son whom she called Seth. God has granted me more offspring in place of Abel, she said, because Cain slew him. So Seth in turn, a son was born, and he named him Enosh. At the time, man began to invoke the Lord by name. Okay, chapter 5. Generations Adam to Noah. This is the record of the descendants of Adam. When God created man, he made him in the likeness of God. He created them, male and female, when they were created, and he blessed them and named them man. Adam was 130 years old when he begot a son in his likeness after his image, and he named him Seth. Wow, just like Father Seth Arnold. Adam lived 800 years after the birth of Seth, and he had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Adam was 930 years when he died. When Seth was 105 years old, he became the father of Enosh. Seth lived 807 years after the birth of Enosh, and he had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Seth was 912 years. Then he died. When Enosh was 90 years old, he became father of Kenan. Enosh lived 815 years after the birth of Kenan, and he had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Enosh was 905 years. Then he died. Then Kenan was 70 years old. He became the father of Mahalalel. Kenan lived 840 years after the birth of Mahalalel, and he had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Kenan was 910 years. Then he died. When Mahalalel was 65 years old, he became the father of Jared. Mahalalel lived 830 years after the birth of Jared. He had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Mahalalel was 895 years. Then he died. When Jared was 162 years old, he became the father of Enoch. Jared lived 800 years after the birth of Enoch, and he had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Jared was 962 years. Then he died. When Enoch was 65 years old, and he became the father of Methuselah. Enoch lived 300 years after the birth of Methuselah, and he had sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Enoch was 365 years. Then Enoch walked with God, and he was no longer here, for God took him. When Methuselah was 187 years old, he became the father of Lamech. Methuselah lived 782 years after the birth of Lamech, and he had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Methuselah was 969 years. Then he died. When Lamech was 182 years old, he begot a son, and named him Noah, saying, out of the very ground that the Lord has put under a curse, this one shall bring us relief from our work and the toil of our hands. Lamech lived 500 and 95 years after the birth of Noah, and had other sons and daughters. The whole lifetime of Lamech was 777 years. Then he died. When Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem and Ham and Japheth. Origin of Nephilim. Chapter 6. When men began to multiply on earth and daughters were born to them, the sons of heaven saw how beautiful the daughters of man were, so they took for their wives as many of them as they chose. Then the Lord said, My spirit shall not remain in man forever, since he is but flesh. His days shall comprise 120 years. At the time of Nephilim appeared on earth, as well as later, after the sons of heaven had intercourse with the daughters of man who bore them sons. They were the heroes of old, the men of renown, warning of the flood. When the Lord saw how great the man's wickedness on earth, and how no desire that his heart conceived was ever anything but evil, he regretted that he had made man on earth, and his heart was grieved. So the Lord said, I will wipe out from the earth men whom I have created, and not only the man, but also the beasts and the creeping things and the birds of the air, for I am sorry that I made them. But Noah found favor with the Lord. These are the descendants of Noah. Noah, a good man and blameless in that age, for he walked with God, begot 3 sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. In the eyes of God, the earth was corrupt and full of lawlessness. When God saw how corrupt the earth had become, since all mortals led depraved lives on earth, he said to Noah, I have deceived to put an end to all mortals on earth. The earth is full of lawlessness because of them, so I will destroy them and all life on earth. Preparation of the flood. Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Put various compartments in it and cover it inside and out with pitch. This is how you shall build it. The length of the ark shall be 300 cubits, its width 50 cubits, and its height 30 cubits. Make an opening for daylight in the ark, and finish the ark a cubit above it. Put an entrance in the side of the ark, which you shall make with the bottom, second and third decks. I, on my part, am about to bring the flood. Jesus, God, he's about to bring the flood, you guys, and the Holy Spirit within. The Father, Son, Holy Spirit, Trinity, God. He's coming down. All right, on the earth, Noah's going to save us with this ark building the flood. All right, for the flood, the ark. Okay, so put an entrance in the ark of the cubit, put in the side of the ark, which you shall make with the bottom, second, and third decks. I, on my part, am about to bring the flood, waters on the earth, to destroy everywhere all creatures in which there is breath of life. Everything on earth shall perish. But with you I will establish my covenant, you and your sons, your wife. Okay. Your wife and your sons' wives shall go into the ark. Of all other living creatures, you shall bring 2 into the ark, 1 male and 1 female, that you may keep them alive with you. Of all kinds of birds, of all kinds of beasts, and of all kinds of creeping things, 2 of each shall come into the ark with you to stay alive. Moreover, you are to provide yourself with all the food that is to be eaten and store it away, that it may serve as the provisions for you and for them. This Noah did. He carried out all the commandments that God gave him. Chapter 7, Genesis. Then the Lord said to Noah, go into the ark, you and all your household, for you alone in this age have I found to be truly just. Of every clean animal take with you 7 pairs, a male and its mate, and of the unclean animals 1 pair, and 1 pair one pair, a male and its mate, likewise of every clean bird of the air, 7 pairs, a male and a female, and of all the unclean birds, 1 pair, a male and a female. Thus you will keep their issue alive. Over all the earth, 7 days from now, I will bring rain down on the earth for 40 days and 40 nights, and so I will wipe out the surface of the earth, every moving creature that I have made. Noah did just as the Lord had commanded him. The great flood. Noah was 600 years old when the flood waters came upon the earth, together with its sons, his wife and his sons' wives. Noah went into the ark because of the waters of the flood, of the clean animals and the unclean, and the unclean of the birds, and of everything that creeps on the ground. 2 by 2, male and female, entered the ark with Noah, just as the Lord had commanded him. As soon as the 7 days were moreover, the waters of the flood came upon the earth. In the 600th year of Noah's life, in the 2nd month, on the 17th day of the month, it was on that day that all the fountains of the great abyss burst forth, and the floodgates of the sky were opened. For 40 days and 40 nights, heavy rain poured down on the earth on the precise day named Noah, his sons Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Noah's wife and 3 wives of Noah's sons had entered the ark, together with every kind of wild beast, every kind of domestic animal, every kind of creeping thing on the earth, and every kind of bird. Pairs of all the creatures in which there was the breath of life entered the ark with Noah. Those that entered were male and female, and of all the species they came, as God had commanded Noah. Then the Lord shut him in. The flood continued upon the earth for 40 days. As the waters increased, they lifted the ark so that it rose above the earth. The swelling waters increased greatly, but the ark floated on the surface of the waters. Higher and higher above the earth rose the waters, until all the highest mountains everywhere were submerged, the crest rising 15 cubits higher than the submerged mountains. All creatures that stirred on the earth perished, birds, cattle, wild animals, and all that swarmed on the earth, as well as all mankind. Everything on dry land with the faintest breath of life in its nostrils died out. The Lord wiped out every living thing on earth, man and cattle, and creeping things, and the birds of the air. All were wiped out from the earth. Not only Noah, those with him in the ark were left. Chapter 8. The waters maintained their crest over the earth. Over the earth for 150 days, and then God remembered Noah and all the animals, wild and tame, that were with him in the ark. So God made a wind sweep over the earth, and the waters began to subside. The fountains of the abyss and the floodgates of the sky were closed, and the downpour from the sky was held back. Gradually the waters receded from the earth, and at the end of 150 days, the waters had diminished, that in the 7th month of the 7th day of the month, the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. The waters continued to diminish until the 10th month, and on the 1st day of the 10th month, the tops of the mountains appeared. At the end of 40 days, Noah opened the hatch he made in the ark, and he sent out a raven to see if the waters had lessened on the earth. It flew back and forth until the waters dried off from the earth. Then he sent out a dove to see if the waters had lessened on the earth. But the dove could find no place to alight the perch, and it returned to him in the ark, for there was water all over the earth. Putting out his hand, he caught the dove and drew it back to him inside the ark. He waited 7 days more, and again sent out the dove out from the ark. In the evening, the dove came back to him, and there it was. Its bill was a plucked off olive leaf. Olive leaf, you guys. Olive. Olive leaf, the dove came back once more. And this time, he waited another 7 days, and it released the dove once more, and this time it did not come back. Oh, wait, here, hold on. In the evening, the dove came back to him, and there in its bill was a plucked off olive leaf. So Noah knew that the waters had lessened on the earth. He waited still another 7 days and then released the dove once more. And this time it did not come back. In the 601st year of Noah's life, in the first month, on the first day of the month, the water began to dry up on the earth. Noah then removed the covering of the ark and saw that the surface of the ground was drying up. In the second month, on the 27th day of the month, the earth was dry. Then God said to Noah, "Go out of the ark together with your wife and your sons' wives. Bring out with you every living thing that is with you, all bodily creatures, be they birds or animals or creeping things of the earth, and let them abound on the earth, breeding and multiplying on it." So Noah came out, together with his wife and his sons' wives, and all the animals, wild and tame, all the birds, and all the creeping creatures of the earth left the ark, one kind after another. Then Noah built an altar to the Lord, and choosing every clean animal and every clean bird, he offered holocausts on the altar. When the Lord smelled the sweet odor, he said to himself, "Never again will I doom the earth because of man. Since the desires of man's heart are evil from the start, nor will I ever again strike down all living beings as I have done. As long as the earth lasts, seed time and harvest, cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night shall not cease." Chapter 9, Covenant with Noah. God blessed Noah and his sons and said to them, "Be fertile and multiply, and fill the earth. Dread fear, for you shall come upon all the animals of the earth and all the birds of the air, upon all the creatures that move about on the ground, and all the fishes of the sea. Into your power they are delivered. Every creature that is alive shall be yours to eat. I give them all to you, as I did the green plants. Only flesh with its lifeblood still in you shall not eat. For your own lifeblood, too, I will demand an accounting. From every animal I will demand it, and from man in regard to his fellow man, I will demand an accounting for human life. If anyone sheds the blood of man, by shall his blood be shed. If anyone sheds the blood of man, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God has man been made. Be fertile, then multiply, abound on earth, and subdue it. God said to Noah and to his sons with him, "See, I am now establishing my covenant with you and your descendants after you, and with every living creature that was with you, all the birds and various tame and wild animals that were with you. You came out of the ark. I will establish my covenant with you, and that never again shall all bodily creatures be destroyed by the waters of a flood. There shall not be another flood to devastate the earth," God added. "This is the sign that I am giving for all This is the sign that I am giving for all ages to come, of the covenant between me and you and every living creature with you. I set my bow in the clouds to serve as a sign of the covenant between me and the earth. When I bring clouds over the earth, and the bow appears in the clouds, I will recall the covenant I have made between me and you and all the living beings, so that the waters shall never again become a flood to destroy all mortal beings. As the bow appears in the clouds, I will see it and recall the everlasting covenant and that I have established between God and the living beings. All mortal creatures that are on earth, God told Noah, this is the sign of the covenant I have established between me and all mortal creatures that are on earth. Noah and his sons. The sons of Noah who came out of the ark were Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Ham was the father of Canaan. These three were the sons of Noah. From them the whole earth was peopled. Now Noah, a man of the soil, was first to plant a vineyard. When he drank some of the wine, he became drunk and lay naked inside the tent. Ham, the father of Canaan, saw his father's nakedness, and he told his two brothers outside about it. Shem and Japheth, however, took a robe, and holding it in their backs, they walked backward and covered their father's nakedness. Since their faces were turned the other way, they did not see their father's nakedness. When Noah woke up from his drunkenness and learned what his youngest son had done to him, he said, "Cursed be Canaan. The lowest of slaves shall he be to his brothers. The lowest of slaves shall he be to his brothers." He also said, "Blessed be the Lord, the God of Shem. Let Canaan be his slave. May God expand Japheth so that he dwells among the tents of Shem, and let Canaan be his slave." Noah lived 350 years after the flood. The whole lifetime of Noah was 950 years. Then he died. Okay, we're going to start on chapter 10 here of Genesis tomorrow, you guys. Thank you, everyone. When they say about that bow, by the way, some translations of the Bible, it's rainbow when he makes the ark, the covenant between Noah with the Noah's ark. This, as the bow appears in the clouds, he's referring to as the rainbow appears in the cloud. Bow, rainbow shortened bow, same thing. So some versions of the Bible says bow, some versions of the Bible says rainbow. All right, guys, have fun. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for tuning in and watching. We'll be back. Bible in a Year, day 5 will be tomorrow.